Hello, my dear friends. This video is about additional translation requirements for temporary and permanent visas to Canada. When you're preparing your documents for immigration for a temporary visa to Canada, your documents are not in English or in French, right? You have to translate those documents, and this translation has to be certified. It has to be an official translation which will be accepted by federal or provincial government. In our previous videos, we spoke about the fact that provincial government might be quite picky. They got different requirements. For example, for Ontario, requirements for translation to be done by ATIO member. For Quebec, that it has to be done by OTAC member, and so on and so on, right? But when it comes down to federal government, quite recently, federal government has taken that approach when they're trying to shift the direction for the translations being done outside of Canada, where towards the ones which are done inside the country. So in other words, they are starting to prefer, as of now, they're not enforcing it, but they're starting to prefer translations done within Canada. They are openly saying that you could use outside translators if Canadian translators are not available and if the translator outside of Canada is meeting certain requirements. When it comes down to certain requirements, stamps and signatures of the documents and of the translators and of notary publics outside of the country have to be translated as well. This is the new requirement from the federal government. In other words, if you got a document which has been translated, but the stamp of translation agency is in your own native language, the stamp of a notary public is not in English or in French, it has to be translated as well. Make sure that this requirement would be met, because we have seen a couple of cases where documents were returned because they were not filled up correctly, they were not done correctly. That does not apply to the new requirement because it has been imposed quite recently, but the previous one, when Canadian government said that, we have this preference of Canadian certified translators, they're starting to be a bit more picky when it comes down to who has done the translation, how it's been done, right? I know that in many countries, translations are not notarized, they're not certified properly, so be aware of it. We would put a link to our partners. We typically trust them when it comes down to certified translations, where they're meeting the requirements, they're doing the perfectly fine. If you would like to use them, you may always contact them and tell them that you are coming from Canadian Immigration Channel, and I'm pretty sure they would be able to satisfy you in terms of the times and pricing. Stay tuned with us. Stay safe.